Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today's episode is based on this past Friday's Kraft Roulette Challenge number 221. If you haven't checked out Kraft Roulette, I will have a link to that episode below. It's a fun show, and it really stretches your imagination to come up with different projects that you have to do. For today's project, we needed to do an A2. Note, it doesn't say A2 card. It just says A2. The colors are of a donut shop. And the element needs to be dolly. Random, a purse, or a pocket. So I have chosen to go with A2. So I have cut out two A's, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. The colors of the donut shop, I did an internet search for donut shop colors, as we don't have a donut shop around here. The first one that popped up for me was a shop called Glazed and Confused, and their colors, oh my goodness, I'll gain 50 pounds just watching their video. Anyhow, they had pinks and whites and blues and purples and browns and yellows. Just a lot of inspiration from that. And for dolly, I have selected Spellbinders Small Die of the Month, July of 2022, Day at the Beach. And I'm going to cut out this doll. Actually, I cut her out twice, so we're going to have two dolls on my card. And this also has a purse or a tote bag that has an opening, so that's also going to be my pocket. So let me get started on that. We're going to do we're going to do some color blending, and I'm going to be coloring. And I've chosen a whole bunch of different colors of alcohol ink markers here because I don't know exactly which ones I'm going to use. I'll see as I go along. And then I've chosen, this was a GinaK an incentive set, Best Friends Forever, and I want to use this Best Friends Forever stamp on the card. All right, I have chosen a pink card that is 5 by 7. This measures 10 inches by 7 inches, score it at the 5-inch mark, fold it and crease it with your bone folder. And I have 2 pieces of black paper. This one I cut out with the GinaK Master Layouts 8, and that will go down here. And then this one I'm going to ink blend on, and I'm going to cut that with her Master Layouts 8 to go inside that black frame. This measures 6 3/8 by 4 3/8. But this piece of white is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, simply because I'm going to ink blend on it, and then I will cut it down. Well, let me get started on that. I'm going to be making a beach. And I have my waffle flower grip mat down here, and I'm going to put on my white. And let me move these alcohol markers so I can get to my inks. For the sky and the water, I have chosen Tumbled Glass by Holtz Distress Oxide and Broken China. Those are my 2 favorite colors for sky. And for the sand, I've chosen Sandy Beach and Kraft. I did not get a tan blending brush. Let me get that real quick here. All right, I'm going to start with the sand. Just going to take one of these girls, and I don't need a whole lot of sand. So I'm going to start with Sandy Beach. And I'm going to start off the paper because I don't want this sand to be too dark. I just want it to be there. Then I'm going to go in with Kraft at first I'm just going to make some smudgy dots. It's going to look weird at first, but then I'm going to go back in with the Kraft. I'm just adding a little bit of texture, which may look really strange, and that's okay. Now I'm going to go in a little bit heavier with the Sandy Beach. And GinaK's inks have a blending agent in them. Wow, that's really stuck to my mat. There we go, which is what I want. But so these lines will not appear as harsh once it's dry. But most of this is going to be covered up by the girls. But I wanted to add a little bit of depth to the sand. You will see how it looks, I hope, the further I get in. And I'm going to start with a tumbled glass because that's the lightest blue. And I'm going to do the whole top of the card. And I want to get as much as I can towards the center because the edge is going to be cut off anyhow. But I want to leave this, have some white spaces because I think to me, it gives the impression of clouds in the sky rather than if I did just a solid blue background, which you can do. But see how that kind of makes it look like there's clouds. And I'm just going to set this aside because I will come back in with this to tone it down a little bit. Now I'm coming in with broken china. This just adds a little something to the sky. Let me move that up a little bit. And now I'm going to go a little heavier with the broken china right along the sand because I want there to be water because these girls are going to be on the beach. All right, now I'm going to just take a paper towel, get off most of that darker color blue, and then I'm going to come back in with a tumbled glass and just smooth that down a little bit. And then I will come back in with the Sandy Beach. And just smooth that a little. Because the water comes into shore with the waves. And that's the impression I want to give. Okay. All right, we are done, or I am done with ink blending. So I'm just cleaning my mat off with a little bit of water and a lint-free rag. And I'm going to put the cover back on this. And you need to hold your glass mat down when you're pulling it off because this is so strong suction that it will pull your mat up. Now, I'm going to cut this down. Okay. What did I do with Master Layouts 8? Let me put you on pause. It's here somewhere. Okay, it was right here at my feet. If it would have been a snake, it would have bit me. So I'm using the stitched inner die. This was the outer one I cut the black from. And this one, I have marked on the paper. This will end up being 4.5 by 6.5. And I kind of want to, I think, go right there. All right. And then that will fit nicely just inside there. And I may end up changing my card base color because I'm thinking the pink does not go. But I shall see. All right. Now, I am going to color all of the little pieces parts. And I'm going to pull out my blue because I'm thinking blue is going to go better with this card. All right. For the bodies, I've got 2 bodies and 2 arms. And I have chosen Barely Beige, which is R196, and I want the bigger end. One girl is going to be pale. She hasn't been out in the sun too much. And then I'm going to go in a couple of times and make the other girl a little bit less pale. So this is my pale girl. Now to make her less pale, I just go over it a couple of times with a heavier hand. See, I don't know if you can tell how darker she is. Not in your face darker, but just enough. All right, now for their bathing suits. And I'm going to get my glue here because I can put these together as I go. I want one girl to be pink and one girl to be purple. So I've got the Spectrum Noir BP7. I really like this pink. It's a hot pink. And then one, I'm going to go with PL5 Spectrum Noir. Which is a dark purple. Okay, now I'm going to put these together, the bodies, on the bathing suit on the body at least. Get the tweezers. I don't really need the tweezers for this. All right, there we are. Now there is a little, if you wanted, this does come with a little jacket with sleeves. At least I think that's what this is, that you could put on if you didn't want them, pardon me, to be bare. Now they have hats. Now I want to do the hat in a lighter shade of purple. I'm not sure which one that's going to be. Let's see. That's a darker. That's a possibility. Feel free to skip ahead. I don't like to edit down. This is the one I'm going to use, so that you can see how long this takes to do something like this. Other than getting up and looking for other things. I mean, that's when I will pause. But I want you to see how long this really takes to color something. And now let's see how this pink is. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so that's her hat. Almost. Now there is a lighter piece to this. There's actually two bands. Just gives a little dimension. I'm going to make both of these the same color. And this just gets glued into the center of the hat. And then there are ribbons for the hat. And I'm going to do that in the same color that I did the bathing suit. Which, yeah. A lot of coloring to this. Now I do need my tweezers for this one. Should use my reverse tweezers, but not these tweezers. Oh, you don't find these green tweezers linked on Amazon because I can no longer recommend them. They're so fragile. They bend and don't like to pick up. They work great for picking up rhinestones. And I'm going to put that down here. But they don't work for picking up little things very well. That will dry by the time I get it put together. Now it's the same for the purple hat. I'm going to start by coloring the ribbon. Okay, there it is. I'm trying to stay on camera here for you. And then pale. Oh, no. All right, let's see if I have a real pale one here. Guess I didn't get out the right colors. That'll work. You could do these any color. I just wanted to do them different colors so that there would be a little bit of interest to call your eye to the cards and, oh, those are different colors. Maybe wrong. I've been known to be wrong before, and I will be wrong again. That's the fun of experimenting and playing and having fun with your cards. There is no actual right or wrong. Now, if I put her arm upside down, that might be a wrong. Okay. All right, not a whole lot left to color. I want to do their flip-flops in the color of their bathing suit. So a dark purple pair of flip-flops. These are very fashionable dolls. Only the best for them. Okay, now I'm going to leave, there's a little cross piece for their sandals, or their flip-flops, and I'm just going to leave that white to add a little bit of contrast. And the Spellbinders makes it nice. They put a little dot right where things go together. That makes it very easy. Almost done with coloring. You might hear my cats at the door. I can't let them into the basement today, or for the near future at least, as I have, my garlic was ready early, so I had to pick it, and I've got it laying out here on the floor to dry out and to store it. But garlic is toxic to cats, so they're not going to be allowed in for the near future at least. Okay, now for their tote bags, I'm going off the wall here. I am using yellow. And I like that yellow. That's a bright yellow versus, yeah, that's, all right. We're going to use the bright yellow for the bags on one and the dark yellow. So they're going to have similar bags, but be slightly different. And I had pink on my fingers. Well, that's all right. I better get a wet wipe and clean that off. So what I will do is the one with the marks on it, that's the one that I am going to give pink accents to. All right, so the hot pink, we'll have one of these, one of these, and what's the other one? Hard to tell these pieces apart. Then a small one. And then a handle. And I know you're probably not being able to see these because my paper's all colored here. And then the other one will have purple accents. That wasn't quite in my plan. I was going to do this light yellow bag with the dark yellow accents and vice versa. But this is how it worked out. And when I put it together here, we'll see if it's cute or not. All right, so this piece is the top of the bag, or pocketbook. It does have a pocket. There's a little flap in here. All right, this one goes at the bottom. Oh, I've got two middle ones. I'll just make that one. Okay. we're going to flip-flop colors. All is good in the crafting world. Now, since I have a little bit of pink on the outside of this, I'm just going to come in and just pink up the edges to cover up my ink smudge. There, looks like it was supposed to be that way. And I will do the same, probably not, with the other one. Okay, now the handles, I'm just going to set those aside because I put the handles on after I put it all together. All right, let's put this one here. Big one for the middle. Little one for the bottom. And there are marks on here so you can see where you are putting the pieces at. You might not be able to see it very well on camera. Okay, get the bags aside. Let's put their flip-flops in here. You know, I'm going to do the purple to the outside of this bag just so that they match. Not the end of the world. Okay, now the only thing I have left to color are the blanket pieces and the edgings. So I want the blanket to be blue, and I'm going to go with a pale blue. These girls are really colorful, friends. I'm going to go over this twice. And then I'm going to do the fringes of the blanket. Let's see. Yeah, this one I'll go over here in a really dark blue. Well, bright blue. It's a darker blue than the blanket. And you know, instead of coloring all those little pieces, I'm just going to go along here, follow the lines on the blanket. And color my own stripes in. Okay. And now for the two A's, I'm going to leave those white. Now I can start putting this card together. So let's get going here. Move everything aside to make some room. Make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers, which I do. Never ending. I always have some ink of some sort. Okay, and I'm thinking a blue card's going to be better. Where's my black piece? There it is. All right, I'm going to go with the darker blue here. All right, I'm going to glue this part down, and then I need to stamp stamp out. And I'm going to take that Best Friends Forever. And I'm going to stamp it up here in this corner. And I will use my VersaFine Clear Nocturne for that. Oh, perfect. I did need my water bottle, but not at that particular moment in time. As I said, Kraft Roulette will really challenge you to think of different ways to work with the parameters. I think this will be my 22nd card that I have submitted. Okay, now for the blanket, I'm going to put it off here to this side. And I'm going to put this down flat. And then the edges. I'm going to set my acrylic block on there while that dries. Okay, now I want to get these girls spaced just right. All right. They're going to go down flat. But I'm not going to mush their top down yet because I want to put their arms in. Because their arms need to crisscross. Well, sorry about that sharp laugh. Now, if you have this set and you don't want to color all these pieces, you can cut them out of colored cardstock. I'm just swimming in white scraps. So until I get them whittled down, I'm going to be coloring as much as I can. Now for their hats, I am going to pop those up. And I have these dots I got at Hobby Lobby the other day. I'm going to put a couple of them on each hat. That just gives a little bit of dimension to the card. Now, when I said the other day, when you're retired, the other day could mean yesterday, it could mean last month or a month or two ago. Time sort of all blends together. Now, these girls are going to be Anne and Alicia. I should say these beautiful dolls. So that's why they're getting A's on their hat. And this A I got from Spellbinders. I haven't categorized this one yet. This is Sunday Drive, and it had HAPPY for happy birthday balloons, and I just took the A. So this is A2. Okay, now they're bags. And I think I will have them both sitting off to the side back here. Now I'm going to pop these up just a hair. So I'm going to use these little, I don't even think they're an 1/8 inch tall foam dots, because this is a pocket and I need to be able to put their flip-flops inside. It's not as tall as the hat. You know, I think I'm gonna put one over. Nope, they're both going here. Indecisive today. Now, flip-flops will go inside here, and I'm just going to glue like that. Just enough to glue it down in the back, and a little bit up at the top. Weird color tote bags or pocketbooks, but that's okay. If they're like me, I've never been a fashionista, but these are beautiful dolls. I don't care if colors match, as long as it's comfortable and I'm comfortable. Oh, when I was a teenager, I used to matter about things like that, but not anymore. All right, now we're going to put the pink handle with the purple shoes, just because I'm being different today. And the purple handle with the pink shoes. Now, on the show last night, I'm filming this on Saturday. You're going to see it on Monday, because I'm going to be gone for the 4th of July. So I'm filming a couple of episodes in advance so that you don't miss anything while I'm away. They talked about Dolly Parton as being the Dolly. And that got me to thinking that I'm going to put, of course, some glitter on here. And I will be using some stickles. Of course, why not? Let's see. I'm going to be using Twinkle because it's blue. Now I'm just going to put a little bit in the water. This will dry flat, but it's just going to add a little something. And then I'm going to get my Winkostella. Hold on. And I'm going to bling up their bathing suits with a little bit of clear and a little bit on the hat. Okay, let's see if I have met all the parameters that I needed to meet for this card. Project was A2, A times 2. Donut shop colors. That shop, I tell you, I think it's in Colorado. I wished it was in Pennsylvania. But it was amazing. And I'll have their link below. So if you're in Colorado, let me know if they're any good. Maybe I'll get there someday. And they had pinks and blues and purples and yellows and whites and browns. And oh, it was just amazing. The Element Dolly, I've got 2 beautiful dolls and some glitter sparkle, reminiscent of Dolly Parton. Random, a purse or a pocket. Well, we've got 2 pocket books that are actually pockets that you put down in. And that's it for this card. Thank you for watching. I hope I've inspired you to do something different that you wouldn't normally do. And I see a little bit of pink here that needs colored in on that top of that purse handle. Play with colors that you normally wouldn't play with. And make something unique. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And I hope your 4th of July week is wonderful. Thanks for watching.